What's good, y'all? So I feel like everyone can relate to this, whether you are an athlete or you are the mental athlete, whether you are a seamstress, whether you are a chef, whether you are whatever. There is always a moment in your life where it's crunch time, where it's do or die, where you have been at your last, you've been running off of your last few fumes for the last few races, and you have to dig deep. That's where the word dig came from. And I'm going to give a shout out to my dad. Shout out to Big O, for always like implanting this little seed in my mind that has like proven to be very, very, very beneficial for me. Dig, dig, dig. I know I said it's for the athletes or the non-athletes, but we're going to go back into my world. When I woke up this morning, I was just thinking about my basketball days. I like to watch a lot of anime clips, and then I like to put those over certain memories that I had, like in my childhood, or even in my adult life, or even in my future life, right? So one of the things I was thinking about was practice, not even the games, but practices. And I remember it was the year that my dad took over as the coach. And he really didn't teach us like specific basketball. So he teaches straight fundamentals. Shuffle your feet. Don't let your defender get by you. Out hustle everybody. And work as a team. That's why I never learned, official basketball things. I never learned, this play, this screen, this type of block, this type of cut, this type of pass, I never learned. I learned pure fundamentals. Shuffle your feet. Don't let the person get by you. Out hustle them. Find good shots. That's basketball right there. Have fun. Now, you can do all the fancy stuff if you want to, but who are they going to want? The dude that could dribble his ass off and maybe make the shot, or the dude that's pure from the three-point line? Right? But anyway, one of the things I was thinking about was dig, dig, dig. One of the most popular rec ball / middle school, high school punishments / conditioning exercises, what they call suicides. For those of you that don't know, it's when you just run back and forth on the court or in the field or whatever, on the pitch, whatever. When you run from the basketball court, from the baseline to the foul line, back to maybe the three-point line, depending on how pissed off your coach is, back. Mid-court, back. Other side of the court, back, shroom. And this is where they literally will try to tire you out. And sometimes you were tired 3 suicides, back on the line. Oh my God. Why? Fine, come on, let's go. Go. Y'all walking out here. That's easy for you to say on the sideline, bro. We sweating and breathing. You just yelling. Come on. This is the conversation that every athlete has had with their coach at some point. But nevertheless, that there's a point in those types of moments right there when you were tired 3 exercises ago and you pushed through. That's what decides the difference between a player, a role player at that, and an all-star, a champion. Who can dig through that? Who can dig, who can go into themselves and find that reserve bit of energy to get the job done until practice is over, until that final bell, that final alarm, that final alarm, shot clock alarm, whatever. I can't think of the right words. Nevertheless, I'm trying to intermingle everybody. Until that last buzzer goes off. That's the word I was looking for. Until that last buzzer goes off. Can you survive? Can you thrive? Can you bring fear into your opponent? Because the sheer fact that you aren't giving up. Yo, we in quintuple overtime, and this dude is still sprinting around the court. Yo, whose man's is this? You got go look at that Mamba mentality. Go look at Iman Shumpert's little interview when he was talking about how pretty much Kobe just sauced him. They was like, yo, this man threw it off the backboard, caught it to himself, ollie, yo, what you doing? Who is this? Who's this dude that has all this energy, all this creativity? That can be you. That doesn't have to be with just sports. It could be with survival. When the world collapses and the power comes out, they've already been bracing you. Everyone should be ready for cyber attack, blackout, cyber attacks. So Russia might cyber attack or cyber attack. So when everything goes down, are you going to be able to survive? When your rations run low or you run out of rations, how long before you keel over and just lay there and accept death? You see what I'm saying? Or are you going to be like, yo, I haven't eaten in 4 days. We gonna make it to day 5. When you make it to day 5, we're gonna make it to day 6. When you make it to day 6, we're gonna make it to day 7. How many of you are gonna go into your core when that little voice in the back of your head says, give up, Come on, just give up. It's okay. It's okay. Give up. You know, on whatever it is that you're doing. And you just say, yo, fuck you. I'm going to keep on going. How many of you can find that in you? Some people are like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. So yeah. And some of y'all are with the shits. And some of y'all be like, oh man, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda, bitch. You better get your ass up and get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Male or female, I don't care. If you sitting here giving up on yourself, I do not want you around me in a very serious situation. It's taking me all the energy for me to motivate myself, to keep myself going. I do not have time to dissipate, to disperse, to dissect, to divide my energy for you. This is why I run solo until someone proves themselves in my life. Whether that be a woman, whether that be a man that's ready to be my friend, my partner, my comrade, my brother. Will you be willing to put in as much effort to survive as I will? Right? Let's move on to another world. Academia. Right? Some of you are in college right now. Some of you are high schoolers with tests. Some of you have certification exams in your adult careers. You know, whatever it is. How many of you are going to work your 9 to 5? How many of you are going to go to all of your classes and still find time after all of that to study some more? That's digging. See, a lot of you, let me go ahead and do a quick, we had the momentum going, but let me talk to y'all in college real quick. For those of you that are in college, listen up real quick. Spending 10 hours in the lab, spending 10 hours in the most popular study spot is not cool. It's not important. Why did you study for 10, 11 hours cramming when along the way you could have just been putting a piece in? Okay, we're in chapter 2 now. I'm going to review chapter 1. We're in chapter 3 now. I'm going to review chapter 2. We're in chapter 4. Well, I'm going to review chapter 3, touch on chapter 2, skim through chapter 1. We're on chapter 5, and you just keep scaling it back. So then when you get to the final exam, you don't have to cram when people put their Snapchats. I'm gonna use my calculator. This is a true college example. Oh man, 3 hours in the hub. It's just crazy. But we're pulling the all-nighter. We're getting these grades. C's get degrees. First of all, I agree with that statement. C's do get degrees. However, you're aiming for a C. You should be aiming for the A+. And if you fall short, then you get the C. If you're aiming for the C, what happens when you miss that? You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it's like, how many of y'all are willing to put in that extra effort? How many of y'all are willing to put in that extra gear? How many of y'all don't have that gear right now? You're ready to go to the mechanic and install that new gear in your car. How many of you are willing to do that? Some of you say yes, and you're not. Some of y'all are talking big, and some of y'all are saying, you know what? I can do that. Then get to it. To the next one.